Today, we delve into a dark chapter of history, with another one of history's most evil people. His name, Talaat Pasha, and his hideous acts, the Armenian Genocide. During World War I, the Ottoman Empire was in a state of crisis, facing various internal and external challenges. Talaat Pasha, as the Minister of Interior, played a pivotal role in the decision-making process of the empire. Unfortunately, his actions during this time would go down in history as one of the darkest periods of human cruelty. Under the veil of war, Talaat Pasha and his cohorts initiated a systematic campaign to exterminate the Armenian population within the Ottoman Empire. The Armenian Genocide, which took place between 1915 and 1923, resulted in the deaths of an estimated 1.5 million Armenians, along with countless others who were displaced, tortured, and exploited. Talaat Pasha and his colleagues seized the chaotic atmosphere of World War I as an opportunity to implement their twisted, genocidal agenda. They labeled the Armenian population as a threat to national security and accused them of siding with the enemy. This false narrative allowed them to justify their heinous actions and set into motion a series of horrific events. The first step in their plan was the mass deportation of Armenians from their homelands. Families were uprooted from their ancestral homes, forcibly relocated to desolate areas, and exposed to harsh conditions. These death marches were initially designed as a death sentence, with many dying due to starvation, disease, or outright targeted killings by Ottoman soldiers. To further intensify the genocide, Talaat Pasha implemented a policy of widespread massacres. Armenian intellectuals, community leaders, and professionals were specifically targeted and summarily executed. The goal was not only to eliminate the Armenian population, but also to wipe out any form of cultural or intellectual resistance. Talaat Pasha's evil deeds did not stop there. The Armenian Genocide was marked by a systematic campaign of rape, forced conversion, and inhumane treatment. Women and children were subjected to unimaginable acts of violence, suffering both physically and psychologically. Perhaps one of the most alarming aspects of the Armenian Genocide was the international response, or rather, the lack thereof. Despite mounting evidence of the atrocities being committed, world powers largely turned a blind eye to the suffering of the Armenian people. Political interests and alliances prioritized over human lives, allowing Talaat Pasha and his accomplices to continue their reign of terror. It was only after the end of World War I that the international community began to acknowledge the extent of the Armenian Genocide. Investigations, reports, and eyewitness testimonies shed light on the horrors that have unfolded. However, despite these efforts, bringing the perpetrators to justice proved to be an uphill battle. Talaat Pasha managed to escape the consequences of his actions, fleeing justice and finding refuge in Berlin. In 1921, he was assassinated by an Armenian activist, Mehmed Talaat, who sought to avenge the countless lives lost during the genocide. Talaat's trial became a platform to expose the atrocities committed by Talaat Pasha, finally bringing some justice to the victims. While the Armenian Genocide remains a painful chapter in history, it serves as a reminder for all of us to remain vigilant against hatred, prejudice, and the dehumanization of any group of people. Talaat Pasha was a man who wielded great power and influence during a turbulent period in Ottoman history. His role in orchestrating the Armenian Genocide cannot be understated, and it serves as a stark reminder of the darkest depths of humanity. Remember, history holds valuable lessons, and it's up to us to ensure that justice, compassion, and empathy guide our actions today and always. I want to thank you for spending your time with us as we visit the past of this monster known as Talaat Pasha. For more of history's most evil people, subscribe, click that like button, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.